Hello guys, today we are going through types of price elasticity of demand. A. Perfectly inelastic demand. Demand is said to be perfectly inelastic if changes in price have no quantity demanded, so that the demand is infinitely price elastic. This is the case of an absolute necessity, i.e. one which a consumer cannot do without and must have in fixed amount, e.g. insulin, etc. Insulin. In B, in elastic demand, this is where changes in price bring about changes in quantity demand in less proportionate, so that elasticity is less than 1. This is the case of a necessity or a habit forming commodity, e.g. drinks or cigarettes. C. Unit elasticity of demand is where changes in price bring about changes in quantity demanded in the same proportion, and the elasticity of demand is equal to 1 or unity. This is for commodities which are between a necessity and a luxury, e.g. film going. D. Elastic demand. Demand is said to be price elastic if changes in price bring about changes in quantity demanded in greater proportion, so that elasticity is greater than 1. This is the case of a luxury, i.e. one that can be done without, or a commodity with close substitute. E. Perfectly elastic demand. Demand is perfectly elastic when consumers are prepared to buy all they can obtain at some price and none at even slightly higher price. This is the case of a perfectly competitive market, i.e. where there are many producers producing the same product. Each of them is too insignificant to reduce or increase the market price. Insignificant. Measurement of elasticity. Point and arc elasticity. A. Point elasticity. This measures elasticity at a particular point and is only valid or based on small movement, i.e. PED, that is change in quantity over change in quantity over quantity divided by change in price, which is change in quantity is equals to change in quantity of over change in price multiply price over quantity. For example, we have price and quantity. Point A, the price of point A is shillings 3 bob 1 cent, and the quantity is 4. Point B, the shillings is 3 shillings, the quantity is 4.1. so the change in price is 3 shillings minus 3.1 cent, which is equals to negative 1 cent. Change in quantity is 4.1 minus 4, which is 0.1. Therefore, the point elasticity is change in quantity over change in price times price over quantity. So we put it in context. 0.1, which is the change in quantity, negative 0.01, which is change in price, multiply 3.01, which is the price, over 4, which is the quantity, and it is only valid in very small changes. So we get negative 10 times 0.7525 over negative 1, which we get 7.5. That is the answer, 7.5. That is the point elasticity. Then we move to arc elasticity. Arc elasticity is the average elasticity between two given points on the curve. i.e., because of the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded, price elasticity of demand is negative. We take the absolute magnitude of the number. Elasticity determines the shape of the demand curve. Factors influencing elasticity of demand: we have 1. Ease of substitution. 2. Nature of the commodity, i.e., whether it is a necessity of life, luxury, or addictive. C. Consumers' income. 4. The number of uses to which the good can be put. 5. Time factor. 6. The prices of other product. 7. Advertisement, especially the persuasive ones. 7. Whether the use for the good can be postponed. 8. Human and economic constraints. When we go to the second, which is income elasticity of demand. The other one we are tackling price elasticity of demand, so we are going to income elasticity of demand. So we proceed. The income elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded of a product to changes in income. Its coefficient is as follows: EY is equals to percentage change in quantity demanded all over percentage change in income. This we may write as EY is equals to, which is elasticity of Y of income. Elasticity of income is equals to change of quantity over quantity all over change in Y over Y, where Y is income. Types of income elasticity of demand. Depending upon the product, demand might increase or decrease in response to a rise in matrix. Roman 1, we have negative income elasticity. This is where the demand decreases as income rises and rises when income falls. This is the case of inferior goods. When the income rise, the demand decrease, and when the income falls, demand rise. Because this is the case of inferior goods. Okay. Where Roman 2, zero income elastic. In this case, the demand does not change as income rises or falls. In this case, it's said to be zero income elasticity. This is the case of a necessity. Okay. The demand does not change whether the income falls or rise. That is the case of a necessity, which it is a must. Roman 3, income inelastic. This is where the demand rises by a smaller proportion than income or falls by a smaller proportion than income. It rises by a smaller proportion than income or falls by a smaller proportion than income. That is the income inelastic. Roman 4, unit income elasticity. This is where demand rises or falls by exactly the same proportion as income. Roman 5, income elastic. Demand rises or falls by a greater proportion than income. Since income elasticity of demand can be either positive or negative, it is therefore very important to include the sign plus or negative, which is minus, when stating the value of the coefficient. C, cross elasticity. Now we are from income elasticity, now we go to cross elasticity. Demand rise or falls. Cross elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded of one good, which is B, to changes in the price of another good, in the bracket A. It is measured as follows. EY is equals to percentage change in quantity demanded of B all over percentage change in price of A. This may be written mathematically as follows. EX is equals to change in quantity B all over quantity B divided by change in price of A all over price of A. EY is equals to change in quantity B all over quantity B multiply price of A all over change in price of A. Also, we can say change in quantity B all over change in price of A multiply price of A all over quantity B. In the case of complementary goods such as cars and petrol, a fall in the price of one will bring about an increase in the demand for the other. Thus, a cut in price bring about a rise in demand. This therefore means that for complement, the EX is negative. Conversely, substitute goods such as butter and margarine might be expected to be positive EX because a rise in price of one will bring about a rise in demand for the other. The value of EX may vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. Goods which are close to complement or substitute will tend to exhibit a high cross elasticity of demand. Conversely, when there is little relationship between goods, then EX will be near zero. Importance of cross elasticity. Impose tariffs. That is one. Government needs to know cross elasticity of important commodity when it wants to impose tariffs in order to protect the domestic industry. Roman 2. Price rises. Firms need to know cross elasticity of their product and substitute product when contemplating an increase in price. Roman 3. Planning of production. Firms need to know cross elasticity on their product and complement when planning production. Then we move to application of elasticity of demand in management and economic policy decision making. Income elasticity has a more important effect upon resource allocation. As such, prosperous areas of any economy are often those associated with products which have high income elasticity. In recession, the opposite will be true. The practical importance of measures of elasticity of demand is to be appreciated in various ways. A. From the point of view of individual consumer who tend to spend limited income on commodities with less elastic demand. B. From the point of view of business person who need to know the effect that changes in price will have on the sales revenue. C. From the point of view of firms who may attempt to change the price elasticity of demand for their product through advertising, packaging, better services and other services to improve or help maintain sales. From the point of view of business people who may also want to know the price elasticity of demand as purchases of input for use in their business. From the point of view of government, you try to estimate the yield of a prospective market tax. F. From the point of view of the devaluation policy aimed at protecting the balance of market tax of balance of payments. G. From the point of view of the effectiveness of price control and the regulation of some industry. H. From the point of view of wage bargaining among workers and employers and the government when fixing minimum wage legislation. I. For purposes of regulating farm incomes and to predict consequences of a bummer harvest of crops. Then we move to supply analysis, the definition of supply. Supply is the quantity of goods and services per unit of time which suppliers stock producers are willing and able to put on the market for sale at alternative prices, other things held constant. We move to individual versus market supply curve. Then from then on we'll stop from there and we'll continue in the next video. Please subscribe, like, comment. Adios.